Hello, Mr. Handle. Here we go. This is a watch that had a busy life. It is dirty and scratched up. Definitely had some moisture inside. It's got these black dots on the dial. I've seen worse though. Should be able to clean it up. I'm not sure what your sweep hand tip is going to look like. Simply because there's just a lot of corrosion on there. We're probably going to have some plating loss on your hands. Well, let's pop the back and let's see what we've got. I've already loosened this, but oh, for goodness sake. Okay, yeah, I already did. Right. That's right. It has a 6309 thing. Yeah, we're definitely replacing that. I'll get a new one, or a replacement one, I should say. You'll get this one back and you can play with it, but it's not fun. Man, dirty. Get this balance out of here. Spencer. There's that. Boy, it's dirty. Okay. Definitely super dirty. It's going to take, and there's some corrosion here. Wow, those screws were loose. Loose, loose, loose. It looks okay. I've seen worse. Okay. Loose? Boy. That's loose. I don't see that very often. Okay. What is going on here? Wow, okay. What you talking about, everyone? Get that hand off of there. Something is hunky. Oh, stop that. Stop that. Rust. Okay. Wow. Come on. Rust. Okay. Those I'm gonna have to have some hand cleaning on for sure. Let's get your dial off. Dial was off. Dial was loose. Dial came right off. Okay, so your dial ring is broken. It's not shattered. It's usable. It's nice to have those clean, but what in the heck? Your day wheel came apart. Or your date driving wheel. I'm sorry. This right here, that is the top of the date driving wheel. It's press fitting. I'll be able to put that on. There is your 6.5, so that's May 1976. These little dark marks, that's water residue. Your text is light here. One of the things that water does, moisture when it gets in, is it makes these things, it steams off this stuff. So when I clean, I'm going to do my best, but that, like where it's like that, or like at the beginning of Japan there, see how it's just light? It's dangerous. They could get lighter. I will do my best, but there's going to be some, I'm going to have time into this dial to not only clean it correctly, but to have it look correct, not lose any more text. It's just tough. I'll do everything I can. Put that there. Okay, so we already got one part that's going to need to be repaired / replaced. Boy, that thing was at full power and it wouldn't run. Huh. Oh, come on now. There we go. 1, 2. I saw that your cannon pinion is also rusted into the hour wheel. So that's why it really does not want to run. Those things are rusted together. That one's loose. That was pretty loose. That one was okay. Wow, your lower mainspring arbor port is really super crazy worn. You see this brass area right here? That is because this is the lower main, this is the arbor right here. Arbor is the axle basically that the whole mainspring turns on. The lower end is, this is stainless steel. The main plate is brass, so the main plate is softer than this, which means every time this winds, it starts to grind sideways through the main plate, tip over, and it's been tipping so much that this has been able to contact the top as well as the bottom. So that's interesting. I'll need to hand clean that. Yeah, see that? It's all the gruckiness. There's your upper mainspring arbor bushing. I'm going to replace that with a jewel. You've got corrosion on the tip of your fourth wheel. I don't know that you can see this. See right there, see the dark rust at the top? I'll clean this, but if there's pitting there, we might want to look at, I either need to polish that or replace it, because it's going to cause drag. Let me get in there. You go over here, you go over here, you go over here. Boy, this thing is a little rusty. Yeah, look at how worn that is. Look at how worn it's eaten all the way down into the brass. It's all smashed up over here. Really dirty mainspring. Okay, out. There's the mainspring arbor. Move this out of the barrel. Okay, I got your mainspring report. It's really long. I'm gonna have to measure it, but this looks longer than a standard mainspring for one of these. I'll measure it and see what's going on. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's definitely tweaked. Also, is another thing. You see that the coil it's not supposed to be all out and flattened like that. Would you stop that? Well, it does, it's sort of warped out. Not sure about that mainspring. I'm not 100% sure about that. Okay, more things to hand clean. Let's go over there. Go over there. Okay, now I've got to look at the lower mainspring arbor port. I will be back. If you want to see something, I just noticed, talk about an old school repair. Okay, this is your upper mainspring arbor bushing. See, there's this mark here, and there's another one here. It's possible what some guys do, if they don't have a replacement for this jewel, because this jewel will be worn, is you pop it out, you mark it like this, you pop it out and you reverse it 180 degrees, and then you have, because of the mainspring is always pushing to one direction, you're rotating an unworn section of this bushing over here. I'm going to push this out and we'll get rid of that. You'll have a jewel, but it's just interesting. That's an old school fix. Okay. There is your new jewel. It's in place. I haven't cleaned this yet. I just jeweled it so you can see what it looks like. And I have the same for your movement. You can actually see the jewel right there. And now I'm going to finish completing and disassemble the front of the movement. If I can find that ring. Okay, so you can see now that little thing is supposed to go right here. It sits on top of this screw head. It's a single made component. I'll need to stake that back down. So I'm going to clean everything and then I'll stake that back together and we will go from there. Let's take apart loose, loose, loose. Come back here. Okay, let's see how seriously, oh, they're seriously rusted together. Arrow wheel and cannon pinion rusted together. So let's get the rest of this stuff off of here and then I will look to see. Wow, at all the rust on your hour wheel. Oh, and on your underside of that. Well, let's get the rest of the stuff away from out around here. Your hour wheel is definitely dead. It's got busted teeth. Okay, how am I going to get this stuff apart? We could be looking at hour wheel, cannon pinion, center wheel. I hope not. But I'm going to have to get yeah, I'm going to have to okay. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get those out separately. I bet you they're going to come off in one piece, and I bet you they're going to be rusted together. Yeah, because actually your hour wheel I already see is bent. This does not want to come up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get creative. Oh man. Yikes. This, I'm not sure. Well, let's see if your correcting lever with wheel survived. Doesn't look like it's got any broken teeth. It's dirty, but that is not a surprise. Yeah, your hour wheel is this whole thing is roasted. I'm gonna have to get aggressive in order to get that out of there. Oh, well, duh, Spencer. Got to take the screw out. Otherwise, it won't come out. No, I do have replacements of those, but if we don't have to redo one, let's not. Yikes. Okay, I'm gonna have to get serious. I'm gonna have to get real serious. Okay. So yeah, your hour wheel is junk. Your cannon pinion is just absolutely rusted. It'll never be smooth again, and I'm not even sure that it's probably rusted to the center wheel. Let's see. Okay, that one came out. This is all rusted and the teeth are jacked up. We're probably talking like we're gonna need to get you a new center wheel. Let me get that apart. Got it. There's your rusted cannon pinion and your center wheel. Center wheel doesn't look too bad, actually. Doesn't look bad. Let's clean it and see what we get. And okay, so I'm going to go through and hand clean everything. I'm going to work on the hands. Oh, I've got to take your case apart. This ought to be fun. This case is also definitely going to have some hand cleaning involved. Yeah, okay, your click ball is gone. Is the spring gone? Yes, your spring is gone. So I will need to replace your click ball and your spring. I'll hand clean your ring. It looks like your lume is all gone. I can relume that to match. No rust jacking, that's good. Gasket, chapter ring. There you go. Or rehote, as people like to call it. I'm going to call it a chapter ring because that's what I call it. I don't care what other people say. I have my terms and I'm going to use them. Okay, one spring bar. This other spring bar is stuck. I don't know what's up with that. Is it even a spring bar? Yeah, it's what's left of a spring bar. I'll need to, somebody put in a spring bar that was too long. I'm gonna need to get that out of there. Replace it with new ones anyway. Yeah, it's the wrong one. It was junk. Garbage. You can play for that. Play with that. Oh, Spencer Klein, aren't you being silly? Look, 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 look. Look at your click ball. You do have a click ball. This case was remanufactured, reworked. This didn't take for some reason, so they put another one right there. So you do have a click ball. That's great news. All right, I got to clean all this stuff. I'm going to come back when we're starting to run together. The whole watch is in pieces. Let's move forward. Okay. Let's see what we've got. Good morning, by the way. Fantastic. That's great. So this is about 18 hours down, halfway power reserve. Okay. Let's, for fun, let's put it up to full power. Great numbers. Okay, I'm getting ready to do final assembly, and I discovered another problem. Your winding bridge is junk. So the ball bearing assembly has loosened up from wear and water and everything. Hear that scraping? See all that movement? This beautiful new weight that you're getting from me is going to get all scratched and scarred up and messed up. It's why there's all of this brassing that's around here, is because this weight is gone. Now, I have a replacement. This is a 6105B winding bridge. This is a 6106C winding bridge. They're functionally, physically, they're identical. The only difference is this one says 6106C and this one says 6105B. So my recommendation is to put this on here. You'll get the original bridge back. But then your watch will actually be functional. That's what I'm gonna I mean, short of finding an NOS bridge, this is kind of where we're stuck at. It's not really possible to swap just this thing. I mean, in theory, you can force it out and then put it back in, but the problem is Seiko crimped them in place with this special tool, and they don't last if you do that. So this is my recommendation. I'm going to go ahead and do this, and it'd be a lot less expensive because you wouldn't be paying me for the labor to try to fix one to the other. I'd just be charging for the bridge. But we got to do it because it's not going to work any other way. And we got to have that efficiency. You got to have that winder going just as efficient and right and correctly as it should. But there's your new weight. There's your new movement. Not new movement, your original movement. Ticking away. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do that now. There that is. So there's the 6105 bridge, which you're going to get back. And now, no scraping, if you'll hear that. Not a bit. Not a bit. Exactly what we want. Okay, let's bolt this thing together. Here we are. This is me moving this thing around, so ignore that. This is what matters right now. Okay, let's talk about the things. But first, let's check the Okay, these are fine. I just like watching the numbers. That's my problem. Sorry, I had to go back in because of that winding bridge and didn't set the time correctly. Here's the 13th. There we go. There. Come on, here we go. There is the watch. Okay. Here are all the bad parts. We have got 6309 style winding weight. That's your original bridge. Winding bridge, I mean. You've got hour wheel, minute wheel, ratchet wheel, fourth wheel. That's the old crown gasket. Oh, by the way, you provided a new crown gasket. I have my own that are custom made for me that I use. So you're going to get your replacement back. Good thing to have around. There's your original crystal. Let's see. This is the reduction wheel. Yours was bad. That is the minute wheel bridge. Yours was bad. You can see all the rust there. This round thing, that is the upper mainspring arbor bushing, which I replaced with a jewel in yours. And so you can look and play with all this stuff. I swapped this out because a lot of these gears, they're covered in rust. And you're going to get all this material shedding off of these things and getting into the movement. You just have to get rid of it. It's no bueno. Gotta get it gone. There it is. This is your original pip. I relumed it because there was nothing there. Your hands came out decently. They're much lighter. There was definitely some damage to the lume there. It's solid though. I put a clear binder on the back of this to hold it so it didn't move anymore. The lume in your sweep seconds hand just disappeared entirely. It was just gone. It just turned to dust. So I relumed this with my VintaLume. Same with that. So you get a little bit of that pink stoplight. It just looks nice. The dial cleaned up really well, actually. Your Seiko is much brighter and lighter. There's only a few little dark spots on it there. The dial, all the marks on top of the markers cleaned up. You may remember there was black stuff coming out, you know, here. So I got all of it cleaned. It came clean. You still have a little bit of darkness in the corners where the water sat. I didn't want to push on this anymore to try to make it brighter. Your clickety-click, clicks and clicks. Now this thing is as Seiko assembled it, so the alignment is as Seiko had it. It does drop right in between those two. I could, in theory, correct that for you if you really wanted me to, or you could just have it hang out there. The only problem with me correcting it is you got a big dent right here. And it went right across this wap. And so it kind of strained this area here. If I pulled the insert out and rotate it, it might give me some more troubles, but you let me know. If it were mine, I wouldn't do it. I mean, any place you have where it's dented in like this, the insert is sort of permanently keyed to the ring. You had some plating loss on your minute hand right there. You may remember it was just solid rust there. So the plating came off, but the rest of the plating came out really well. Your sweep seconds hand came out really nice. In terms of the metal condition, it's all bright and shiny. This was a working watch, and now it's back to life. That was a lot of fun. It's been a long time since I had to do as much as I needed to do in order to bring this watch back, and it's always very satisfying to be able to take a watch like this and turn it back into what it's supposed to be, a working wristwatch. In any case, I hope this is all okay for you. If there's anything you have any questions or concerns about, please let me know. This is what I would do if this was my watch. It isn't, it's yours. You tell me what you would like, and we will go from there. Other than that, thank you very, very much. Oh, I forgot. I also replaced your mainspring. There's your mainspring, your old one. You have a new one, and that's it.